What's going on, everyone? My name is Devin, and you're watching my 26 Runs to Excellence series. So you may notice that today is Thursday and not Sunday, the day I usually upload my videos. However, I do have a new video planned for Sunday, and in order to find out about that, I'll give you a little bit more of those details later on in the video. So stick around and watch till the end. Today's topic is going to include, as always, my workout that I performed this week, as well as a little bit of nutrition hydration information for you to help you out on the day of your workout and when you do actually take that PT test. Nutrition plays a huge role in how well you perform during the day of the workout, as well as on your actual PT test. One thing that's important to make sure you do throughout the day is to stay hydrated. Drink that water. If you don't drink that water throughout the day, more than likely you're going to end up drinking a lot right before your run workout. And that's going to cause some things such as cramping, feeling bloated, nauseous, and you'll end up more than likely getting a stitch. If you haven't had one before, they're pretty awful. So to avoid them, don't take in any large amounts of water right before that run. Try and get it in throughout the day, so that way you're already hydrated by the time your run comes around. My recommendation would be about a half gallon, 64 ounces of water, or 2 liters during the day, so that way you stay pretty hydrated, as well as if it's going to be hotter that day or super humid, you might want to drink a little bit more just to prep for that extra sweating that you'll be doing during that workout. Anything about 75 degrees or above, have a little bit extra water, just because it's going to be really hot when you're working out and you're going to feel awful if you're dehydrated. Also make sure that you have some water with you during that workout, so that way you can have a few sips in between your repetitions to make sure you're maintaining that hydration throughout the workout. More than likely, over the course of this workout, my workouts take me about an hour to do. You're going to end up sweating quite a bit, so having that water on hand is going to keep you performing well, and it's going to keep you happy. My temperature recommendation of 75 degrees is kind of arbitrary. I think that anything above that temperature is really hot to be running an intense workout during. I prefer, if possible, to do workouts in the mid-50s to about mid-60s, where it's not going to be too hot while you're exerting yourself, but it's not going to be too cold that you actually have to put on a bunch of layers and actually wear either pants or a sweatshirt or a long-sleeve shirt. You're going to be able to run in either a tank top and shorts or a t-shirt and shorts. It's going to be all right. Other than just keeping hydrated, you're going to want to have a solid food intake the day of your workout or your run. Reason being, that's going to give you the energy you need to perform well in that workout. If you don't have food in your body, your workout's going to suck, you're not going to perform very well, and it's just going to be a bad time. My recommendation from my experience is to eat a meal about 4 to 5 hours before you decide to start doing your workout or your PT test, if at all possible. So that way you have some time to digest it, and again, you're not super full going into that workout. I prefer a carb-heavy meal, such as pasta, before my workouts. That way it gives me some good carbs, it gives me some protein, and it just makes me feel really full. So that way, by the time I get to the workout, I'm not feeling hungry, and I have the energy I need to know I'm going to do well in that workout. That 4 to 5 hours seems like a pretty long time, and your mileage will vary on what time frame you can eat before your runs. Some people can eat right up to and until their run, whereas other people can't eat much at all before their run. Otherwise, they're going to have either cramps, they're going to be nauseous, they're going to throw up. So you're going to have to work that out on your own to figure out exactly what's going to work for you. The biggest thing to remember is to just eat healthy, and at the end of the day, you're going to do all right. Eat some food, drink some water, and you're going to hopefully perform well on that workout or on that PT test. The topic of hydration and eating brought up by myself during my run this last week, where I didn't really eat or drink enough during the day, and it heavily impacted my workout and how I felt during it. The entire workout this week for me was very exhausting. I felt weak. I felt like I just didn't want to do the workout at all. And I had to push myself to actually go through and finish the workout. My food intake for the day included in the morning about 6:45, 7 o'clock. Ended up eating some frosted shredded wheat cereal. And then throughout the day, I had some peanuts and I drank some prepared sports drink mix, about 32 ounces of that. So I usually run after work, about 5 o'clock. And with that, that's a long period of time to go without eating. And 32 ounces of fluids is not a lot to drink before going on a workout. I didn't really notice the lack of hydration until I was 3/4 of the way through my workout. And at that point in time, my throat's super dry. I'm sweating profusely. I can't tell if I'm still sweating or if I'm just currently clothes being soaked from the sweat I've already had. It was about 86 degrees, like 75% humidity. So pretty warm out there. Not sunny, but slightly overcast. But it was still very hot and it was miserable. When I finished my workout, I felt lightheaded, a little bit dizzy, and I felt weak, exhausted, run down, and I didn't want to move. I just wanted to lay there. But went in, got some water, sat down, and just relaxed for about 15 minutes, just sipping some water slowly, helping my body cool itself down. After that, took a nice cool shower and started planning this video. The workout that I did this week wasn't particularly difficult by any means, no further than the last week video. So total distance was still only 1.5 miles, 2,400 meters. And it just felt worse because of the conditions I decided to put myself in. So the workout, like I stated in the last video, was a simple ladder workout from 200 up to 600. So that hits 200 meters, 400 meters, 600 meters. And then I laddered back down going 600, 400, 200. The rest in between, I started off doing just a 3-minute rest, but I could not maintain any considerable speed, and I ended up extending that to about 5 minutes once I completed the first 600. Having the 3 different distances allowed me to run a little bit faster on those 200-meter sprints and then a little bit slower on those 600-meter sprints to help get a different range of running speeds. So that way I can better train a little bit of going fast, moderate, and a little bit slower. I think it works out really well. I enjoy doing ladders. They've worked for me very well in the past. And it's a nice change up from running the same distance over and over again. The overall goal was to run the 200s pretty fast. The 400s, I wanted them to be about the speed as last week, if not a bit faster. And then the 600s were going to be slower, but I didn't want to run too much slower than what I ran my 400s at last week. So going off the same pacing, they were at about 100 seconds, so 1:40. So add about 50% more to that, puts them sitting around at 2 minutes and 30-second pace. So that's about what I wanted for my 600s, just to keep in line and keep it not super fast, but not to the point of being too slow. And this comes to what I actually did on each of those runs. So my 200-meter runs ended up being 8 seconds different in time duration. The first one was 44 seconds, and the second one was 36 seconds. So that 8-second discrepancy is a pretty large amount. We're talking like 30, 40 meters of distance easily over those 8 seconds. That's a huge chunk of the distance, and I don't know exactly why those ended up being different. First one was slower, second one was faster. And you'll notice a bit of a trend as we go through the rest of these, that the second half is faster on every run. 400's next up, and first one I ran in 1 minute and 32 seconds. So 92 seconds, pretty good, a little bit faster than what I wanted to run mine in last week, but about average for what I did run last week. And then the second one, I ended up running in 1 minute and 21 seconds. So 81 seconds. 11-second difference. Not as bad as the 200s, but still that's a sizable difference over the course of 400 meters. Again, it's looking at like that 40-plus meter differential. So again, pretty large difference. The 600 meters were completely different. The first one I ran in 2 minutes and 54 seconds. And the second one I ran in 2 minutes and 25 seconds. It's a 29-second difference, which means there's a greater difference every 200 meters than there was on the difference between my first and second 200-meter runs. That got me thinking afterwards, is there something that I'm subconsciously doing at that point for this run? Did I just want to get it done and over with? So I ran harder and faster just to get it done because I wasn't feeling so great. I don't know if that's exactly the thing, because I don't think that it was any more effort put forth in the second set of runs than I put forth in the first set. Also, I'm using the Nike Run Club app, which I don't know exactly how accurate it is. It seems overall to be pretty good, but with the shorter distances, it might not be as accurate. There might be some GPS lag, so it might jump significant portions, whereas if you're running like a 5K, it's probably much more accurate because the difference of like 40 meters isn't a huge deal, but the difference of 40 meters over the course of 200 meters, that's 20% of the distance. I don't have anything besides that app to really use to track my distances. So I'm going to keep using that until I can get back onto an actual quarter-mile track. So that way I don't have to think about the distance I'm running. I just know exactly where each distance is because it's already marked out on the track. And I think that'll also be better playing into performing during not only my workouts, but also when I mock test the run at the beginning of every month. By knowing exactly how far I've gone, how far I have left to go, it really helps you plan out exactly how you're going to run and if you can speed up or slow down and kind of keep a much better pace than where I'm running now, which is just kind of run until the app tells you that you've completed the workout. Every workout I also am listening to music, so I have headphones on and I'm holding the phone in my hand. Overall, I think that this workout has me looking at exactly what I can do to better account for irregularities in whether how I run or how the GPS works, and if I should specifically measure out distances so I can just be like, okay, this is where 200 meters is at from where I started, so I don't have to use the app at all, and I can just use the stopwatch and just run that distance and then be done. So that's going to wrap up this video. I do have that video coming out Sunday, and I ordered something at the beginning of this week, and it should be here on Saturday. So I'm going to do a quick unboxing on that, and I think it's really going to help me with my run workouts. It's going to be like a game changer, but It's really just something that I think mentally is going to help me, as well as help me while I'm out on the run itself. If you want to get notified for that video, please hit the subscribe button, and if you like the video, like it, and until next time, have a good one.